So I would like to officially again welcome everyone to this meetup. We've got, wow, 24 people here right now, and appreciate everyone being here for this fantastic topic. I want to thank our presenter who's here with us, Cammy Farone, and I'll introduce her in a second, and just recognize where is Joan? Joan Margau is the organizer of Divi Chicago, and I'm Mickey Diener, one of the co-organizers of Divi NYC, and Seema Talwar with us here is another co-organizer, and Patty Rose, who's our third co-organizer, couldn't make it tonight, but you'll probably see her on another meetup. And now to introduce Cammy. Cammy, first of all, as I said, is one of the co-organizers of Divi Atlanta, and she's been involved in web development, graphic design, and marketing for over 29 years. And she's been an advocate for Divi wherever she goes, including WordPress meetups, WordCamps in the Atlanta area, and so on. And Cammy's been involved in Divi Atlanta for a while. I think, Cammy, you were one of the original organizers of Divi Atlanta, correct?
I worked with the original, the OG, and she couldn't keep it up anymore. So Mark and I took it over for her about 8 months after she started it. So
I see.
That was,
okay.
I don't know, 6 years ago.
Yeah,
That was, I don't know.
It's been, yeah, it seems like forever, but it was 6 years. Okay, so Cammy is going to talk to us tonight about creating headers, footers, and menus with the Divi Theme Builder, which obviously is a subject that folks are very interested in. So Cammy, we'll let you take it away. And if you do have questions, you can post them in the chat, or Cammy will pause now and then and see if there are any questions pertinent to what she's been bringing up, or you could save them to the end, however you'd like to do it. Okay, Cammy.
Well, hello everybody. I'm so excited. First of all, I love hanging out with the New York gang. They're always so much fun, and I appreciate you letting me be here. Can everyone hear me? I guess I'm whispering. My husband says I whisper. Anyway, I am so passionate about Divi. I'm actually obsessed with Divi, and it's scary to say, and have been for I guess 10 years now. And I'm happy to share all this with you. I know there's a lot of exciting things going to happen at the end of the year. First of next year with Divi 5. And if you don't know what that is, I highly recommend, I'd love to talk about it, but I highly recommend you Google Divi 5. Elegant Themes sends out information constantly updating us about that. It's really exciting stuff. But we're still with Divi 4 point something, and we're going to work with that still. So we're going to talk about, one of the things I always like to talk about are basics, whether it's branding or, how to use a module, whatever. And I think one of the basics for any website, most important thing is that first look, as soon as they come on, is your, what is your header like? Is it easy to read? Is it, depending on if they're their phone or on a tablet or on their website, on their desktop, is your navigation easy to read? Is it that sort of thing? And so because they'll leave your website if it's not well done. So headers are very, very important. And if you are so lucky that your content is so great that you actually get people to scroll to the bottom, yay, then that footer also is extremely important. It shouldn't be an afterthought, because when people, especially on a phone, get to the bottom of that page, you want to make sure that they can easily get to other pages from the bottom of that page, or see your contact information, that sort of stuff. So the header and the footer are very, very important for a website, for those reasons and many more. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Oop, wrong button. All right. All right. Can everybody see it? Yay. Okay. So welcome to my sandbox. This is the Divi Nation Atlanta website that we just have up where I play all the time and try new things. And when we have our meetups, we post our meetup resources here as well. I'm going to right now put this in the chat room. This is a web page that I created today on the website that has the resources for everything I'm talking about tonight. So if you have to leave for any reason, you can come to this page and look at some of the things I talked about. And there's other things I won't be talking about, other great resources and things like that. So that's the resources page. Also on that page, if you want, you can download a PDF, so which has links to everything as well. So that's there for you. So we'll start. So this is on my sandbox, the basic, generic, everybody can have it when they start up menu, right? So you scroll and it goes down, all those sorts of things. Okay. The drop downs, all that. So this is fine and dandy if this is all you want, but there are some really, I know, awesome headers out there, and I know there's mega menus and all the kind of stuff. It depends on if it's your personal website, what you want it to look like, or if you're building it for a client, you know, what they want. I am a less is more person. There are, and I know many of you, Karen, and everybody will know I say this all the time, Divi can do anything and everything. It really can. But my feeling is just because it can doesn't mean you should. So there are, you'll see a lot of menus out there from different companies that you can buy with bells and whistles and all those things. So got to do what's right for you. But just like I said, just because you can doesn't mean you should. To me, basic and simple, but eye-catching is important. So this is the basic one. So how you get to making it less basic. I don't even have when I deleted it, so we're going to start from scratch on this sandbox site. So this is my dashboard, and you go to Divi, and you go to Theme Builder right there. That easy. Oh wait, actually, before that, forgot. Talk about menus. So we don't have a whole lot on this website, but I've already created the main menu, and this is really important. You should already have, even if you only have one or two, you know.
Cammy, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Can you hide your thumbnails for everybody in the group so you can do full screen in your browser?
My thumbnails. I don't know. Hold on. Is that better? Hold on. I can do this.
Yeah, maybe pop it up to like 110%.
That good?
Oh, that's huge. That's great.
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
great.
there we go.
Awesome.
All right, sorry. Okay, so even if you just have an about page that's a draft, or you really don't have, you have lore and myths on there or whatever, put a few pages on your main menu and save it just so it's there. And you have something to work with. The hierarchy of a main menu, that's navigation. That's a kind of a whole nother event. But the most important thing is on the menus to not reinvent the wheel. Always have an about page, always have a contact page, always have a services page or whatever. Don't rename them something different, because people expect certain things in a website. Like if you go on a website, the X up here that closes it down, and I know on a Mac it's on the other side, but there's an X in the corner that'll close something down. I'm a IBM person, so Mac gets me confused. So don't ever put the logo on the right, and I mean, you can, but as soon as people get on the site, they're going to start being a little confused. So don't make them work. too hard. You can be clever and you can be, you know, have some things, but, you know, don't rename the about page, look at me, or, you know, whatever. It's best to keep things pretty much with categories and descriptive names that people are used to. That's really important. You can include a search bar. I know some people do. I wouldn't do that until your site's really like got stuff to search, and it depends. I mean, if you're an e-commerce site, of course you want to search. If you got a lot of blogs, you'll probably want to search. But that can also be put in your header as well. And then navigation in the footer, we talked about that. So anyway, this is the main thing you start with, is your main menu. You can add different menus. You can add as many as you want. All you have to do is, you know, create a new menu and save it, and then you can grab that menu when you use the navigation module, which we'll get to. But for right now, we'll just use this one. And then we're going to go to the theme builder. Is there anyone who has never been to the back end on the theme builder? Anyone? Because you're afraid, or you're new, or you haven't even heard about it, or don't know where it is. Okay, good. All right, so the theme builder is one of the, to me, one of the most awesome innovations that Divi ever added to their program, to me. Because you can do so many things and customize your site in so many ways. But the most important thing is because you can make a global header and a global footer. And what that means is it'll go on every page unless you tell it not to, which you can do as well. So right now we're going to start with the header. All you have to do after you open this up is just click global header and build. Now, yes, you can add from the library. If you don't know, or if you're unfamiliar with the library, the Divi library is in your Divi options here. And if you have, which we'll talk about later, layouts that you found somewhere else or you purchased for somewhere and you upload them, that's where they'll be. So you can add a header from your library. But for today, we're just going to build our own. And you'll see that it looks very much like any other front-end builder once it loads here. There we go. On the site. So it's just a big empty page. So no matter what you put on this, it's only going to show up in the header. It won't be in the content. It'll only be in the header. So the first thing you want to do is select the sections. And just like the regular modules within the builder on any page, every section, every row, everything is available to you here as it is on a post or a page. So you're not having to learn anything new or look for something that isn't there. So the section, you want to start with the sizing of it, and this is mostly in design. And I'm taking this information from on the resources page, the Elegant Themes tutorial that's on there as well. So the width, this one we can make it auto, which means it will only be as wide as the content on your page. And by that I mean, hold on, let me go to one of my sites here. So this is only as wide as the content on the page for this one, right? And then you have some that can be full width. Now I have a great big, huge monitor. So that full width would mean the logo would be over here and everything. So it goes full width depending on whatever browser or the device the person is in. So for this particular one, I'm going to do what Divi did, which is 100%. So you can change it anything you want, but leaving it auto would make it just the width of the rest of the site. But if you put in 100%, and I'll show you how this changes when we get percent, does it itself. And then you want to max width. would be 1280. Oop, I could type. All righty, look at me go. 1280 is for desktop is you know, a basic width of text on a page. If you click this, I hope everyone knows what this is. This allows you to change things for mobile views. So if you click that and you go to tablet, and you can see it changes on your screen as well. And you want to set tablet to 100%. That way, no matter the size of their tablet, because tablets like phones come in different sizes, it will reduce according to whatever device they're on. Same with phone. The phone will inherit whatever the tablet has. You can change this phone. You could change it to 90 if you wanted. It's totally up to you. But following the tutorial that they gave, I'm going to leave it at what they had. So 1280 pixels. That means it will not be any wider than 1280 pixels, which is probably what mine was on the other. If you just leave it at auto, it will go the full width. And that's crazy. But it depends on what you like. And what I'm showing you here, you can adjust. That's the beauty of it too. I'm just giving you the basics here. And so that's the sizing. We go into spacing. Spacing has to do with padding and margin, top and bottom, left and right. For the section on the header, you want the padding to be 0, top and bottom. The reason being is you don't want any extra anything on that header. You let the row dictate what the padding should be. From here, if you want a border around your, you know, make it fancy or fun or whatever, I mean, you could give it, oops, don't do that. So I learned to type. Okay. So you could make it, you know, rounded on the bottoms there if you wanted to. I know there are many layout packs out there with headers that do that sort of thing. I particularly am pretty basic. I don't necessarily want it rounded or anything like that. But so I'm going to leave mine just alone, just whatever default that was originally. And you could do a shadow underneath it, all the shadows and things. There are some that hang a shadow under, for instance. Here, I'll do that. And you can see there's the shadow. The shadow will do different things. And you can play around with these things. That's the beauty of this too. Play. Have fun, people. It's important. I'm not going to put a box shadow on myself. And you can make it interesting that way too. Now I'm going to go to the advanced tab, and I don't want you to freak out here for those who don't do this. I'm going to go to the custom CSS. And the reason we want to go there is so you can have your header to be fixed to the top, just like it is on this one. It's fixed to the top. That's just the main generic out of the box menu, right? You want this to be, right now, it's just, you know, any old section at this point. But so this one, you want it to be at the top. So this I'm putting here is in that first tutorial. If you don't know what this is CSS. Now we cut and paste this, but I don't want to have to open up another screen. Okay, so you're telling it that you want it to be fixed. And at the top, 0, left 0, right 0. So now it's going to be fixed at the top. That tells this section that we're on, that's what we want it to do. And that's extra, I mean, that is important. You have to do that, or your header will If it's not, when you scroll your page, the menu and everything will go away. And if you wanted to, then don't put this information in there. But most people want their menu to stay in the viewport, right? So you do that.
Does Sticky not do that?
It could. It could. That's the other thing. I know people who come to Atlanta all the time. Divi gives you more than one way to skin a cat. What is it doing? And yes, you could do Sticky, and we'll try that. I'll try that. I've never done it with just using the Sticky, but yes, you could. So that goes in advanced. And why are you doing that, Tom? Okay, go away. All right. Also in advanced, go away. Visibility. And this is a weird one. Visibility horizontal. You want that to be visible. And on overflow, you want it to be visible. That means that when it's in that viewport, it's going to stay prominent, right? It'll be visible no matter how it's moving left or right. And the Z index. Z index is, hold on. Here, it's under position. A Z index, it's like layers. I don't know if anyone does Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator or anything, but there are layers, right, of information. And right now, any section that, even if it's sticky anywhere, unless you tell it to be on top, it will go underneath stuff. So the Z index, if you want it to be top of the top of the top, you put in 99999. Just a lot of nines. And that will make sure that that menu is always on top of anything else. And from there, you save. So the odd things that we did that you may never have done before is Z index, right? Visibility. And the custom CSS, right? Everything else, why are you doing that? I don't know why. Everything else is, pretty basic as far as sizing. For those who don't use this, please speak up, let me know. And spacing, things like that, which are in any module.
Just a quick thing, when you put CSS, I like the way you did the CSS in the advanced tab. So when you're doing it CSS in a section, you don't have to tag it out. You can just type it out in what parameters you want. Meaning you don't have to put you don't have to find the tag using the inspector. You could just throw the CSS in there.
Or create your own. If you put it in the custom CSS in the module, it's for the module and it's always like right there.
And the only time you would ever have to tag it out is if you change the tag of the section.
That is true.
Cammy?
Yes.
I have a feeling, and Foster mentioned it also, you put your CSS in the freeform section, which is a new Divi thing. That's why you're getting those errors. I think it has to be in module elements. And
main element.
Do you want it in main element or before?
I'm sorry, it should be in main element. Thank you for that too. I'm not even paying attention today. There it is. All right. So, and the before is a whole nother thing, but this freeform is new. It is pretty new. So that's why I wasn't even thinking. And I don't always do CSS here either. I usually do it in the theme options, but we're going to do it here because that's what the thing did. Yeah. So there we go. Main element. Now, if you wanted to change it for your, tablet and phone, you could do it there. But for this menu thing, no, you want it always to be fixed and on the top. So that is maybe a new element that people don't use: custom CSS, visibility, and position. Z index. All of this is in, let me show you how to create a global header with Divi's theme. Spells it out. They have a cut and paste for this CSS, so you don't have to type it in. It shows you exactly where to put it. So don't freak out if you're not taking notes, because you can get that all right there. I made it really easy for you there. All right. So we're going to save this right now. All right. And thank you for catching that for me, because I would have been going crazy. All right. So the next thing you want to do is add a row. So we're going to add a new row, just like we would anywhere. Okay. And on this one, we're going to add 2 columns. And now we're getting ready to build our menu. Now, if you wanted to have a logo, your navigation, and a button, you could do that too, and that would be 3 columns. But I highly recommend that you keep, like less is more again. If you have a huge lot of stuff on your menu, a lot of parts of your menu, then you might not want to do them in. I'll show you how to do that secondary menu without having to do it in the top here. But for now, we're going to go top. So I'm going to use the layout of logo and menu, right? You could do this too, but then your menu would be all squished over here with a great big logo. So I'm going to do this. All right. It says insert module. This is the first column. And before we do that, go back. Come here. There we go. We're going to go to the row settings. If you want to add a background color, you can do that. Again, that's in design. And, oh, wait, sorry, content. Background color, we could make this black. You could make it any color you want it. There it is. You can make it yellow. You can make it any color that you want. I want white because that's our logo, has some color in it, so that will look really nice on there. But this is where you would change the background of your sorry, your header. I was going to say, you can also change it if you when you hover over it, and I mean when it scrolls and things like that. But simple right now is best. Okay, so there's background. And now we're going to go to size. So sizing, you want to use custom gutter width. So use custom, you want to say yes. And the reason for that is so you have control over the default width between the 2 columns. If you've ever built a page with columns, you know there's a certain width, and sometimes you want to adjust it. But for this, you want these columns to be as close as possible, so you can get as much as you can up there in that header. So yes, and you want to put the gutter width to 1. When I do that, you can see how they're moving right up here, because there now is less margin and padding in between the 2 columns there. And we want the width to be 100%. You want to use all of it that you can for that up there. And the max width, you want to be 100%. That's pixels. Let's do this percentage there. This does not like me today. There we go. Okay, so this then will help it to adjust and work on every viewport, which is desktop, tablet, phone. And that includes phone, landscape, phone portrait, which most people do portrait when they're holding it. And my tablet, I usually am holding it landscape, which is like this instead of portrait. So I may be one of those weirdos, but okay. At least when you put 100%, it will, go in and out automatically without you having to go into this and redo it for all of them, or custom CSS or any of that other lovely stuff that you've had to do in the past. Okay. In order to make columns appear next to each other in the way they're going to display on like the phone, you want to go to your advanced tab again. Under custom CSS, you're going to use this a lot. There you go. And in the main element, not the before, but the main element, you want to put display flex. What that does is to tell the, it explains to the columns how to interact with one another when they're smaller. So display flex allows those columns to stay where they're supposed to be in your header. And that is all the settings you have to have for the row. And again, we used the advanced tab, custom CSS, the design tab, we used sizing and no spacing. We left the spacing the way it was there. And again, you can do fancy stuff in the background if you want and that kind of thing, but it's not necessary for this one. Unless you want me to do it for, and I wouldn't put the color, a background color on the row anyway. I would put it in the section, not the row, because the row doesn't go all the way across. I mean, the row, the sections of what goes all the way across. Okay. So this is, we're going to use a image module because we're going to put our logo in there. Unless your logo is words. I mean, if it's just text typed out, you could use a text module here, however you want to do that. But we're going to use the image module. And I'm going to put in a logo. Now, I'm not sure how savvy anybody is with graphics, especially logos. You may or may not, I mean, everyone's probably heard of PNG and JPEG and GIF and those sorts of formats. There's a format that's used solely for web, and that's called SVG. And SVG turns a PNG or a JPEG or any sort of graphic into pure code, which allows it to, I'm sure some of you have seen maybe on websites, if you're the logo and it's on a phone and it's just all big and it's all grainy, or and you zoom in and out and the logo looks worse or bad, or so that's because PNGs and JPEGs and GIFs are not set up for allowing it to enlarge or reduce and keep it same and maintain its quality. And an SVG does that. And I'm going to show you what SVG is in just a second. But right now we're going to load that little puppy, which I already have in my media library right here. And you can see it says SVG right there. I do have another one too, the original one, which is not SVG. And I'll show you how they look different. It's that one. SVG is cleaner. So anyway, that's there now. And you want the alignment, which is under design, to be left. And the size width to be 100%. And you can adjust this. That's huge. That's really, really huge. So maybe because it's a SVG, I may not want it to be 100% on my desktop because that's pretty dang big. So you can adjust it. Let's make it 80. That's still pretty big. So let's do 70. And we'll leave it for that for now. And then on phone, you may want it even smaller. All right. Oof, there we go. That reduces really well on the phone, and it's set for auto and tablet. See, we need to work with, there you go. So this is where you would adjust the size of your logo. And then SVG, you can do this because it's pure code, even though it's an image. And I'll show you that code thing in a minute. Okay. The spacing, we're going to go into spacing, which is right here. And we're going to go to margin this time because images have some built-in margin, just even with the module there. So we're going to make the top margin 5 pixels. And we're going to make the left margin, really? 50 pixels. Okay, I just realized that. 50 pixels on the desktop. And 20 pixels on the tablet and the phone. Type fast enough, 20 and the phone. Yep, it inherits. The phone will inherit whatever's in the tablet unless you change the phone, just so you know if you never knew that. Okay. All right. What that does is changes the margin that the module default puts on images so that you can, it will have natural padding or margin around it. And this could be adjusted. You may not like the 50 pixels. You may need it to be something else. And sometimes you don't know until you save everything and get in there and look at it the first time on your actual page. So we're going to save that. Now column 2. Da-da-da. And I think this should have been, which it wasn't on there, centered. I think that row alignment. Okay. And I don't know why it didn't center. That's bizarre. Okay. I'm going to insert the menu module. God bless Divi. It actually has a module that has just for the menu. There it is. Boom, menu module. Now, if you save different modules, different menus for different reasons, there could be many reasons. A sports page could just have a certain kind of, menu or whatever. It depends on your, of course, your site. So here's the main menu. Here's Amtech's menu. It'll come up here, I think, in a minute. Yeah. So that was a menu I did for another company. And so I'm going to bring it back to our main menu, which right now just has resources and the contact information. And you want to style that menu left aligned. And you want the drop down menu directions. So let me go to there right now. The drop down, that's what a drop down is. Where do you want that to be? This module allows you to change where it goes. It can go up, it can go down. Now, do you want it to go up? I say no, only because a user experience, that's the UX, you may have heard in some of the blogs or whatever that you may read, a UX, which is user experience. User experience is that will always drop down. And if you make it go anywhere else, a person can get very confused. So yes, you can make it do all kinds of fun things, but today we're just going to let it go down like normal. And if you go to the menu text, you could change the color. We're going to make it black. Active link color is going to be orange. Yep. The font you can change to whatever you want it to be. I just left it default. But if you want your, menu to have a different weight or a different font, you can do that. Again, it depends on your branding. There we go. And the font style all here. The text color, we want it to be black and not gray. And if I made it blue, you see it changes to blue. But we want it to be black because that's our branded colors. And the menu text size. So if you don't have a lot, which I don't right now, you don't have a lot of sections on your menu, you could increase the size. Boom, boom. But I would be very careful with that because it could be make people, look at it differently if it's too large. So we're going to leave it at the default at 14. There we go. And the menu letter spacing, just like anything else, you can change all that. And the line height, all those things, you can put a shadow on it if you wanted to. Why, I don't know. But anything you can do with the text module, you can do with a menu module, which I think is really kind of cool, because the other menus, you were very limited in the main like default setup customization menu. That it's just very generic unless you did a lot of CSS. And you also can do your drop down menus here. The background color drop down menu, let's say we want it to be gray. So you can see now it's gray. Or we want it to be blue. Okay, now it's blue. But nope, we want it to be clear, or white, sorry. We want it to be white, back to white. And that's the thing too, you see your whatever you're doing just immediately. So the drop down menu color, I have it as orange. We could have it blue, but we'll keep it orange. And I do that so that it stands out a little bit. You could have no color at all. Again, this is just how you want to set up your particular menu. Menu text color, same thing. If we want the text color to be blue, it would be blue. All that you do right here. And I love that too. The active link color, it should be that green color, but I don't have that green color in my, I don't know why. I'm going to make it blue just so it stands out. Mobile menu background color. So why this is important is because when they open it on a phone and there's no background color on it, your menu will be right over your content. So you want to make sure that that background color is there for the mobile menu. So I'm going to make it white. You could also make your mobile menu black if you wanted to, or a faded, faded out gray, or whatever you wanted to this too. But I'm just going to keep it white for now. And the mobile menu text color is going to be black, just because I like to keep it simple. If you wanted to change anything else, you could. If you were going to add icons, I wouldn't add the logo. Sometimes you can add the logo here instead of here, but I like to keep it separate so that I have more control over those things. If you wanted a box shadow, I don't know why, you could do that. This is where you play. I mean, you might find some really cool things to do, but again, I'm keeping it really simple tonight. Okay, so you want to save that menu. So I'm going to save this right now.
Cammy, can I interrupt with a question?
Yes, yes.
Greg asked in the chat whether it's possible to put horizontal lines under each item in the drop down. And I answered, maybe not knowing correctly, that I don't think it's in the module, but you could probably do it with CSS to.
Yeah. Do you mean when you hover, like, hold on, when you hover?
Yeah, like there, to put a line under each of the resources. You can,
like with mine, I have highlighted a little bit. I don't know if you see the gray. I did that. But yes, you can with CSS. You certainly can. And and it may be able to, hold on, let me see. Let's see, shall we? Good question. Okay, we're going to go to the menu text, and we're going to go menu text color. Okay, so we don't want menu color, we want the drop-down menu. That's what it is. Okay.
I think Mickey is asking if there's a horizontal line divider between menu items.
Right.
Oh, between each one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. That's a definite CSS thing.
Yeah, I think you would use an after. An
Yeah.
after designation for that, probably.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you could. Hold on. Let me get this color.
It's okay.
No, I mean that's
I
fun.
figured I'd ask. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Wait, we go there.
Just one of those things I was trying to do. I couldn't find it. I figured.
Oh yeah.
This would be a good place to ask a bunch of Divi people.
Yep, this is, and if there's questions that we can't answer tonight, please go to the Atlanta meetup and text or message me or email me, and I'm happy to help anytime. Just let me know what you need help with. So anyway, so this would be hover. This little thing here is hover. So the drop down menu, let's see, text color. I'll get out there. Text color. On hover, you could make that hover color be different. So let's see, do that right now, and we'll see what that is. So meetup, oop, active link color. Okay, must tell me I'm hovering over those things. Interesting. Ah, wasn't hovering, but you should be able to change the hover color here, and you could make it underlined. I mean, there's a lot you can do with CSS for sure. And you could put the CSS here. The after, I think the line would be after.
Right.
Or in the main CSS, you could also, you know, give it a class and, you know, identify it there and put it in the theme options, which is where I normally put those things. And that's just me because I always was used to doing it there. But yes, you can make these as pretty as you want to, for sure.
The line would be a border bottom though, right? Bottom border.
Yes. Yes. Let's see. Let me do that right now.
And maybe the right one can be a right border, no? The menu?
Yeah, the whole element is definitely a border.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because right now I have it as gray, but come on. There you go. You would find out where it is like that, and then add border bottom, you know, whatever color and however thick you wanted it, 1, 2, whatever. But you would find what that is right there. And that's where you would put it in the main CSS in the theme options, which I'll show you in a second. If people don't know what I'm talking about, hold on. Okay. So I saved this. And this is so basic. Hold on. And you X out, and then you save your changes. And we're going to go to our resource page. This is the one I had up there. Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to refresh. And there's our new one. You see with the white. Maybe I should, hold on. I am going to give it a color here, just so we can see the difference.
Cammy, can you show social media icons if I need to add there to the right?
Yes, that would be, you could put those in another, hold on, I'll put this background color gray. Gray. There we go. There it is. Okay. Okay. Yes, if you wanted to make this row have another column, add another column over here, and that's where you could put the social media. But that, again, and this is something to talk about, it depends on how many menu items you have. So this setup might not work if you have like a really big, huge menu, or you may have to reduce the size of the, you know, your logo or whatever, but that you could certainly adjust. But that's how you would do that. You would just add another column, or, which I told you we want to talk about in a second. Hold on. Trash that one. Goodbye. Okay. There we go. So things that we would have to adjust is that padding on the top and the padding here, making that be centered, and there's so that all has to be adjusted, and that can be adjusted within the module settings. And that's the one thing that I will say, that is the one thing I don't like about the theme builder, is it doesn't show you live, like what it really looks like live. And I do not know why this, I don't like that. There we go. Yes, that I like. Okay, I don't know why they had me do that. All right.
You wanted your section alignment to be centered. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. So I did that. All right. That's better. This is huge.
For that menu, if you wanted to push that down, would you use margin or the transform tool?
Actually, I would go into the equal column heights. Should make that vertically align. And I say should because sometimes Divi will do that and sometimes it won't. And hold on, let me see what's in the flex. Yeah, display flex, that should do that. But yes, you can do it with padding, adding the padding to move it down, but it shouldn't be, it should do it automatically. Divi's not perfect. I will tell you that Divi is not perfect. I don't know. I don't like this either. Hold on. This is just me. I don't like. I got that centered. No, it's not centered. Oh, Lord have mercy. They've changed so much in here. Okay. Save it. Okay, so now if I refresh, there we go. Now you can see that changed. That is bad. My there we go. Okay, it's not there. So right now it's overlapping the content as well. On my resources page, there's a tutorial by PA Creative. Fixed theme builder drop-down menu hidden behind the page content. That he's got, if you've never been to PA Creative, I highly recommend, and Mark Hendrickson, both of them, signing up for their newsletters because they are amazing. And I have, these are tutorials specific to what we're talking about, but they also have really great blogs with archives of all kinds of great things. And both Mark and PA Creative are developers for Divi, and they're currently working with Divi 5 in the beta. So anything they're doing and anything they talk about will be definitely up to date with the things that are happening with Divi. So I highly recommend them, by the way. My resources page.
Cammy, just a time check. We've got 8:05, so
Yep.
you know,
Hold on.
let's try to leave some time for questions at the end if we can.
Okay, so yes, you can add. Oh my God, come on! Sorry, my internet is being funky tonight. Why aren't you doing that?
So Cammy, you have to link that image to the home page, no?
That is correct. That was the best practices thing I was going to get to. Some places, some will have a home on a button on their navigation. It's not necessary because UX, again, user experience, most people knows when you click the logo, it will go to home. So on your logo, your image, you would put the link in there as to, home, hashtag home, whatever it is. And it'll go back to the home page. Hold on, let's do this just for fun. And I'll tell you, I like to do absolutes. Absolute meaning don't shortcode your URLs. Make them absolute. And why is this doing this? I do not know why this is doing this. That's why. Okay. Good old Divi tutorials. Okay. That's better. And of course, we have to adjust this padding and stuff, which I didn't do. That's better. If you wanted to put like a sign up now button and your social media thing here, or a search bar, you could, and still have your navigation by adding a new row. Do that, right? And then take your menu and just stick it there, right? And of course, you would have more menu items. This works especially well if you have a lot of information on your menu. Or some people do this with those secondary menus, especially e-commerce. That's how you do that. Hold on. I'm going to adjust this. Um, 10. Let's see, list of 10. Okay. And of course you could make this, the whole row a different color. You could actually make a whole nother section. Oh, did I add a row? No, I did add a section. And put this module in the section. Oh, come on. Why are you being this way? Oh my God, there it is. Okay. Come on. All right. I'll get rid of you then. How about that? And I'll get rid of you. And here's the new section right there. Okay, so there's that. And then you have to adjust, the spacing. Let's go 10. And I don't know what that is. There's a, why is that there?
Wireframe helps in this.
Yeah, it does, because it's making me nuts. There it is. Okay, goodbye. Okay. Do that again. Do it again, Cammy, because it was stupid. Okay, we're going to add the menu. There it is. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's try that again. Okay. It's in there twice. You're killing me. Why are you doing this? All right, there we go. Okay. So you could make this section a different color. Why are you doing this? Just shoot me now. Okay, you could make, is it in there twice? This section a different color. So we could make this section black. for whatever reason. And if you did that, you would certainly have to make the menu items then white, right?
You can always use the layers panel too.
I know. I usually, just so you know, I normally work on the back end, so this is a whole nother thing for me. This makes me crazy. Hold on, image. I'm going to white. Here we go. And we'll add that social in for you. And if we add row, add a column, right? And we can put in a button. See how fast I work in the back end? Okay, so we can put in a button.
The thing that I like about the way you're doing this is you are working faster, and you can always open up a new tab to see what it looks like is when you refresh it.
Yep. Hold on. Why is the menu not showing up?
Do you have to add padding to the row? I don't know, section.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, I like this workflow. I think I'm going to try this moving forward. The 2 tabs and then working on the back end.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see. Did that do anything? Why is this? Okay, it's making me nuts. I'm going to save this to see what the heck it looks on the front end. But so anything that you do on this is going to become your header, basically. Everything is making me nuts. Okay. Why is that padding in there? Must have been something dropped down. Interesting.
You put an extra section in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I know nothing anymore.
Which buys you a bunch of stock padding and margin.
I think it was the other menu, the top menu that turned white.
Yeah. Could be. Okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, you can, that's where you can put the social media, or you can move the button in the middle. Or you can put your image in the middle, right? Your logo in the middle, however you want to do it. People do that as well.
So Cammy, you prefer putting an image than a logo in the menu. So any reason? Somebody was asking, any reason why you didn't use the image and the logo in the menu bar?
In the menu, I personally, you have more control over it if it's an image on its own, in its own module. You can certainly put it in this area right here. But then if you don't like what it's doing, you have to adjust it. There's CSS. I have just found using the menu as just a menu is easier. But that's me. But yes, you can.
No, you're really right, especially when you have an SVG, you know, Cammy. If you try to SVG it through the logo upload, like in Divi theme options, you can run into some funkiness. But if you do it through the image, it's cleaner. It behaves better.
Okay, let's see if that works. Social media. Why are you guys just making me crazy? Text. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know what that overlap is. That's so bizarro. Oh God, I don't want to go sit here and waste your time, but there's the button. And you could find the, now my button looks lovely because this was a preset from another event that I did. Social media. There it is. I don't know why it's not showing up. I did a while ago. Did it not? Oh, no, let's add some. There
So
we
the
go.
Z index, I don't know. The Z index is
Add a
going
social
to-
network. Okay. Content. Yeah. Okay. So now we have social in there. There we go. Add social network. Instagram. Okay. So there's that. I want to know what's happening with this. Quite frankly, that's what I want to know. Something's pushing this down. I think it's the way it was set up for the 2-column. Something's in there messing it up. But anyway, I'm sorry that is so confusing. Come here.
I think it's the background shading. I think
Yeah, it cheated.
making it big.
The wrong button. So again, you can put whatever you want to in those columns, just like you could in any column. But again, keep it simple, make it easy for the people to do whatever it is you need them to do on the site. Don't make them work for it. I also found for you some free layouts that you could get free packs, absolutely free, from the Divi Marketplace. Elegant Themes has some. Divi Den, that's another one I like to go to. I trust their Divi Pixel. I also trust their stuff. But this is what, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You just mentioned templates
Yes.
and layout packs. I'm so interested to understand what that means or what that looks like and how you can save time instead of building it yourself.
Okay, so let's go to, where's that one I found that was really cool? This one, the smooth, it's free. So if you just log in your account, your Divi account, right? And you can download it once you're logged in, which I'm not logged in yet. But this shows you a live demo of what they are, what they have available. There we go. So these are the template packs. They show you what they are right there, if you like that one. And even though they have it there, I mean, you could go in and change that button color to anything you want. They just do it, they have done the hard work for you. If you want your social in a search bar, and these are free, people. And you can, the Divi Steel, whatever that is, you would just put your own logo in there.
So how do you actually, if you picked one of these or you were even using a template page to save time, like I'm a speaker, so on a speaker page, how do you either this or a page actually import it and use it?
Okay, that's the library. So let me go here. So if we're going to add add from library, I don't have any in there. But you save it to the library, it would show up here. Because when you download it, it'll be a JSON file, JSON file. That's the format of it. And you save that on your computer and then you upload it into your library. Have you ever worked with anything in the library?
No, and
Okay,
but I'm
awesome. Okay.
eager to use templates.
Yeah. So the Divi library, let me open that up real quick. Right, it's here. Here's the Divi library. This is all the stuff that's in your library that you can save. You can save modules that you have done, or you can get layouts from other people and import them. And they'll come in as a JSON file. And then when you're in your builder or on your pages, and it'll say, do you want to, load it in from your library? Then it's just right there. Hold on, let me go there. So you could add, a whole row set up. Whatever it is you've saved, you can import from the library. And if you even save to library, save to Divi Cloud, all these things, the library is amazing.
So when you save from the marketplace, whether it's a feature or a button or a page, that you're saying that's you import into your library and then you start a new page and pull from your library, or
right. So Divi downloads, Divi theme files. So this is where mine go, right? I just Mark Hendrickson's layouts, for instance. So here's his agency layout pack. I liked his. I used it once for one of the demonstrations I did. So this is a JSON pack. So you would load that in, import it into your library, and then it would be there, and you could use it in any way you want. Now that if you're doing it for, sorry, let me get this organized. Here we go. Theme Builder. From the Divi, add a new section, add from library. I'm sorry, that would be a new page. I'm on the Theme Builder, sorry. If you add a new page, it says those three little boxes come up and say, do you want to add a new page? Hold on.
Build from scratch or copy a page.
Right. Add new, and then you do the use Divi Builder. I'm sorry it's taken so long. So you could start building from scratch, choose a pre-made layout, or clone an existing page. So if you want to browse the layouts that are on either the ones that you've saved, that you have purchased, or you've saved from, you know, wherever you've gotten them, or pre-made layouts that are from Divi. And you go in here and say, I like that landing page. I'll save that. Then you would just save it to your library. Use this layout or copy to the library, either one. And it would load it in. Know that anytime you use a library and it loads in all of the media as well. So you may not want these trees, but you'll have that in your media library. So that means you'll have to go in and clean that up once you're done, you know, not using their elements unless you like their elements. And of course, all of these are free visuals, so you can certainly use those. If you want, I'm happy next month in Atlanta in the March to do a library thing, a whole event on the library, and show you how to do that. If that's something you'd like.
Yes, please.
I can do that. All right, cool. To do a footer, I'm going to get out of here. You do the same thing. Add the global footer. Hi. That's my husband, everybody.
Hey, I can't see anybody.
See, we're all there.
Oh, hi, there you are. Okay.
They're all there.
I just spent 3 hours on the freeway.
Ooh, gotta love Atlanta. Okay. So to build the footer, you do the same thing. You'd add a row, you'd add your columns. And I highly recommend, seriously, I highly recommend go to one of the Divi layouts, download one you really, really like that for the header or the footer, and use it as a template and just add your stuff. It makes it so much easier. But again, to do that, you would just load from library, right? Add new section, add from library, and just add it into your library and upload it from there. Because you can have the things like, for instance, hold on. Gonna go back to them. I love them. They're so wonderful. So this is their footer. Come on, load. Thank you. Their footer has gone through so many changes because when I first did this, the site for them, they had the Chambly store. That's it. And within 2 years, they've got 4 stores, 1 in Pennsylvania now. So this footer has had many iterations. But this is important, a footer. And I don't have, some people have their menu. So you could have the contact us page and services page and all those, you know, listed down here. I have view our website privacy policy. That's extremely important to have on your site, is privacy policy, terms and conditions if you happen to do events and any sort of giveaway stuff. And with, I think it's this year, someone correct me if I'm wrong, you now have to have an accessibility policy page as well. But all those could be listed down here. Accessibility, that's a whole nother thing.
And if I could make a suggestion for policy pages, I use a company called Termageddon, and they're very reliable. I pay about $11 a month, and they have all the policy cookie pages and terms and agreement pages that they pre-generate based on the information you put in, and they've worked wonders for me. And you can use unlimited accounts as well for different clients.
Well, that's wonderful. Could you post that URL in the chat?
Absolutely.
I want that.
They are awesome, and they also have like if you go to a website, they have the module where you can accept the cookie policy and all those different things. I'll post it right now.
Oh, that's cool. There's so, yeah, and especially if you have websites for clients or yourself overseas, or not in this country, there are so many privacy policies and things that you have to be aware of, or they'll sue you. The people are sue happy. They'll do it. They'll come after you for the silliest things. But accountability, that's a new one. Not accountability, accessibility is a new one. You have to be accountable for the accessibility for sure. And that's I think that was it last year, Mickey, that the not Supreme Court, but they made a federal law about the accessibility on websites. I think
it's a few years now. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, those sorts of things can go in the footer. One thing, if you create, I want to just touch on real fast. If you create, come back, a post, which I don't have any, unfortunately. If you create a post pages are I guess I could do it in just an event on post pages. Your header, your global header can look different on post pages. And if that's the case, you will want to add a new template, build a new template, all pages, home pages, specific pages, children, or all posts. So you would say this particular one is going to be for all posts, create a template, there it is. And now you can edit this. And if you have more than one blog, this is what's really cool for this. I mean, you could have a different header for every blog. So that's kind of cool too. So it doesn't have to be just one header across the whole thing. You can customize them depending on the page and the footer too. So you can have little custom headers within headers, which is cool. Hold on. And I didn't get the touch on that, and I am so sorry.
We're just about out of time.
I know, I'm so sorry. Any other really quick questions?
Yeah, don't be sorry. This is great.
I do want to show you now the SVG. Don't let that scare you. On this resources page, I have found Adobe Express. If you don't use Adobe, if you're not a graphics person, that's okay. If you ever have a graphics person do logos for you, specifically logos, make sure that graphics person gives you an AI file, which is an Adobe Illustrator file, EPS version, at least those two. Those will give you the raw image for your logo. Don't just let them hand you a JPEG or a PNG. That's not going to do you any good because you need it for multiple formats, maybe for printing as well and that kind of thing. So make sure that if you have someone do your graphics that they give you those files. So if you have, and I did this really quick. Shoot, where is it? There it is. Adobe Express was very easy. It was a free, thing to just sign in my name with my Gmail account, drag and drop an image here, and I did that. This is my client again. I did it there. I just pulled that in, right? Convert to SVG. I downloaded it and put it on the site. And what I did do, though, is I opened it in AI myself because I have Adobe Illustrator, and I know a lot of people don't. But I noticed that the colors weren't were not the branding colors. So I went, found Boxy SVG, which is also on that resources page, also free. If you just log it, make it a little account, it's free. And I opened that image in this, and it allowed me to click on it here. I don't know if I have time to do that. I'm not logged in. That's why it's not letting me do it. Log in, and you can click each element separately and adjust the colors just like you would in Canva, that sort of thing. So Canva, you have to have a pro premium account to do SVGs, just so you know. I just wanted to give you options for free, which is what these two were. I think that was this, how to choose the right. Yep, theme builder. Yeah, that was theirs. Anything I didn't touch on, and God, I'm so sorry. I knew it was going to take forever. Please, Mark Hendrickson, PA Creative, wonderful. Joan, are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay, is PA going to be at the May mega meeting? PA Creative?
Don't know yet.
Okay, he's wonderful. He usually does our Black Friday events and stuff. He really is great, and he stays on top of everything. So I highly recommend them. But this resource page, let me put it in the chat one more time.
Cammy, Chris has a question. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Cammy, I got a couple of questions. First off, does WordPress actually, are they now able to take SVG natively? Because there was an issue with code.
Right. So now, that's what I was going to show you. Thank you, Chris. Oh my God, I love you. Okay. So if you leave this.
Because I've got the code here if you need it. Okay, so for those of you who are listening, I use a child theme on every site I build, which is over many, many, many sites now. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste it into the, I'll just give you guys the code that I use to paste into the functions PHP in my child theme, which allows every WordPress site to go ahead and upload and digest and be able to use SVGs like a standard image in your, especially in your logo thing in Divi theme options.
And if you don't know how to do the PHP, there is a plugin called SVG Support. It's free. Go to the Add New Plugins. It's absolutely free. And the thing I like about this, let me show you what an SVG actually looks like. This is it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
it writes code. This is, and you would think, oh my God, this is a lot of stuff. Why is this smaller than smaller size than a JPEG or a PNG, right? But this is an SVG. This is when you pull it in. That's what it is. Some places you go, the SVG can write bad code. So this SVG support is really great. Because they run through it and make sure it's clean, and it will load into your media library just like any other media thing without a hitch. Add new file, select file. Wherever I'll go to really fast. Builder liquidator, images, logos, SVG. So there it is. And it'll load it right in there. There it is, without any problem whatsoever. So that plugin, I highly recommend. I've had no problem with it whatsoever. The author keeps up with it, which is always important. So if you start to go into SVGs, then that's the way to do it. And you can do it also like Chris did it, which is the difficult way if you're not used to PHP.
No, it's old school. This is like
it is old school.
Pre 10
for
billion
sure old
plugins.
school. For sure old school. Hold on, I'm gonna go.
Is the code for the SVG file discoverable through the inspector?
Well, no, because it's in your PHP
No,
file.
because it comes in as a.
So it is protected.
Hey, Cammy.
Yeah.
Cammy, go over to
hold on. This is the SVG logo right here. And in the inspector, it just comes in as SVG.
Right. So Cammy, go to your dashboard and, Go to theme editor, appearance.
Yep.
You go to appearance, go up.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Theme
There.
file editor, theme file editor.
Yep.
Okay, so this is what's really cool, guys, is that, okay, so she's running a child theme call or a theme called Bare Bones for whatever, Divi. But go ahead and do the drop down there and show them how many themes are actually, yeah, your functions PHP right there. Okay, the guys, no, go ahead, just go ahead and go down below. No, there you go. Yeah, functions PHP. Okay, now guys, that code that I sent, you would just go ahead on line 10. No, line 10.
Yeah, I'm going. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, and you could actually do another carriage return, and then just go ahead and paste that code in there, and then save it, and that's going to allow anybody to go ahead and upload SVGs and use them like a JPEG or a PNG. Because and then the weirdness thing, like Cammy was addressing the fact that sizing may be an issue, especially if you're using an SVG, because an SVG stands for scalable vector graphic, and you can scale if you create an SVG in like Adobe Illustrator or anywhere, you can make it the size of the side of a building if you want, or as small as 100 by 300 pixels. I mean, this is the cool thing about serious graphics tools, and what that allows us to do in the real world of web development is to provide people with a logo that is crisp and clean, that's brand identity, folks, over any size screen it's being viewed on. So somebody could look at it on a 70-inch monitor, television in their living room, or they can look at it on an iPhone 14 and it looks awesome.
Yes, and it will scale beautifully. And a PNG and a JPEG won't. They'll get grainy or
it's worth learning how to do this. Like if you're.
With that being said, is it fair to say that we should also use SVG files for header sliders and things like that?
It's pretty much just for logos, because anything else that you're going to do, like if you're just using an image module, or if you're using a slider module, or if you're using, whatever your gallery module is, they've got the code built in to go ahead and do the scalability for you.
Got it.
But WordPress does not
anything that's like a logo, like a graphic.
Yeah.
SVG is better, but a photo, which are JPEGs and PNGs, photos are better.
Right. Our biggest challenge with photos, with real images that are huge to begin with. I mean, like the standard phone nowadays takes like a 24, megabyte image. And then I get these clients that send me these things that are huge, and I need to crush it down to below 150 kilobytes to get it to load fast so I can get a good score on Gmetrics or whatever, And
that's the funny thing. Even though the code looks like this, it loads fast and it's scalable. I mean, this is what blew me away when I got into SVG. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Oh my God.
Right. Well, any of us that came out of I came out of the analog print world, and then, like Adobe came along and it was like, wow. And it came on floppy disks, guys. Yeah, I'm old.
The only thing you can't use the SVG for is the emoticons. Your little favicons up here. It won't load it up.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Divi is that they came right out and said, give us something that's like 525 or up. Give us something big, and we'll scale it down. Cammy, the next question I have for you is, I was trying to build a custom header the other day, and it was a 3-up, meaning 3 columns, and it broke my site. I mean, I could not shut off the visibility and go back to the standard menu. Have you ever experienced that?
No. Have you upgraded to the PHP 8 point whatever?
No, that host is still running 7.4, I think.
Okay, but you've updated your Divi to the new Divi?
Oh yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, because sometimes it could be a plugin issue that hasn't updated to the new WordPress. Sometimes they don't always overlap. I mean, they overlap and don't always go together. So
yeah, so I flushed my cache on the server side. I flushed my cache in Divi. I turned off all my security, which is usually the culprit, like WordFence and anything else that's a security thing. It's looking for JavaScript running errantly in the background, and nothing. There was no joy. So I actually ended up crashing. And like somebody mentioned here earlier, yeah, in the front end builder on like headers, there's no going back. I mean, once you go ahead and say close it without saving, it's gone.
Right.
It's like, whoops, bye. There goes 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not perfect, but it's fabulous. What is perfect in life? I don't know. And I apologize that it didn't work, seamlessly tonight. But
Cammy did great. Thanks so much.
those modules, like the theme builder, don't be afraid of it. Go in and play. Open up if you have an opportunity, a sandbox, which is, this website, only people who know about it are you guys. So, have yourself a little sandbox where you can play. That's the most important thing, because there is so much that Divi can do. And if you have not yet signed up for Elegant Themes, their emails, or you don't read those emails that come in, they send them monthly, and they send tutorials. In fact, today we got one. I laughed. Best Divi headers to engage your visitors, 4 header packs. Right now, these are premium, and that's why I didn't include them in my resources, but my resource page, because I was trying to do everything that you could possibly do for free. But right there, they explain the 4 different that they recommend, and these are all on, of course, Divi Marketplace. But they're always sending out stuff, and they will keep you updated on everything. Read it. I get so, even if they send you layout packs, they do layouts all the time. And you might get one that's for, I don't know, a plumber, and of course you don't do plumbing, but if you go and look through like the landing pages and just look through the pages on the little demo button, some of those sections, I go, wow, I like what they did right there in that section. So I'll download it, and I'll open it up and save that particular section to my library, and then I fuss around with it until it's my branded colors, and I use it. So if nothing else, it can give you ideas. But Elegant Themes is excellent for doing that. So
I learned a lot about orders of operation, like what should be there and what should not be there.
Yes, for sure.
Hey, Cammy, last question. In terms of finding help when I need it to do it for me, I look on Facebook and all these different places, and I really don't know who to trust. So what do you recommend?
Well, like Mickey has his own company, and many of us do. Seema has her company, and many of us do. If you need someone to do it for you and build it for you and hand it over so you can just run it, there are many companies out there that do it. But Divi, if you want to learn it yourself, these meetups are the way to go. And I'm happy meeting you on the side and helping you get set up and those sorts of things, and showing you things like that outside of meetups too. So that's available. But that's meetup people, especially those organizers who are running them, they're the ones to reach out to. I know the St. Louis, he's fabulous. Olson, he's great. Dustin, I know he has
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, sorry. He's great. And I know Lewis, Julius Lopez, in Southern California, has a marketing company.
Yeah, he's in LA group.
And Dallas organizer, he also has his own company. So
is there a list? Is there a list of the people, yourselves and others? Like, is there a place to go to kind of look at?
So
Divi Meetup Pro, yeah.
Stacy, what's interesting here is that you've got 2 hosts. You have dual hosts here. You have Atlanta and New York City, which is it's north and south of the Mason-Dixon, which is kind of a incongruity there. But and then you have people from all over the world coming here. But if you go and you look at like I only signed up, I RSVP'd Atlanta, not New York, but I'm a member of both.
Yeah.
But you can mostly email us directly through Meetup. you know, like if you found somebody that, you know, like, thank you for sending me your, you know, your email. I just emailed you. If the cool thing about WordPress, Divi aside, I was a contractor for years, and the coolest thing about being a contractor was if I was busy, if I had too much work, I knew who my competitors were, and I would call them and say, dude, you know, give me a couple % off the back end. Here's a contract, right? When I got into WordPress, when Elegant Themes was just regular WordPress themes, it was the same thing. It was like the community is amazing and amazingly supportive. And I've got a coffee group here in Chicago. We all live within about 10 miles of each other. We get together every 2 weeks. We're competitors, but the best thing that we do is laughing about our clients, you know, and I've gotten some great clients from them. But the bottom line is, I guess what I'm trying to say is that just reach out to any of us through the meetup or whatever. Keep coming back because it's a great community, especially Divi. And yes, like Cammy says, you can do just about anything you want. I mean, you don't really need Adobe anymore. I mean, for certain things you do, but like, you know, Lightroom's cool and some other things might be cool, but you really don't need Adobe anymore. And especially with Canva, you know? So, but keep coming back. And your questions were great. So,
and I posted the meetup, Divi Meetup Pro. That's where the list of all of the Divi meetups in the world. Most of them still are virtual. So you can join any of them. So if you see a topic someone's doing, at the top, it'll list all the upcoming events. And at the bottom, will list all of the Divi across the world. And you just click that, you'll go to their page, just find the Atlanta one or the New York one or the Chicago one, and you know, you'll see our names there. Just contact us. I also posted the official Elegant Themes Divi Facebook page. Fabulous people there, absolutely helpful. I posted something there once, and the guy messaged me and sent me detailed code that I put into my I was like, for free. And I'm like,
right.
Dude, I love you.
Right? Like this will work. Try this.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, I love you. I love you. And so those two right there will be of great help to you. But yeah, we're happy to help. Just reach out to us anytime.
And they haven't had one in a while, but Divi Cape Town, South Africa, the guy is like a pro in AI. His AI presentations are insane. Like I had to get up at like early in the morning to attend his meetup because it's South Africa and I'm in Chicago, but it was like awesome. It was worth every bit of it, you know?
I'm glad you put the, oh, sorry. I'm glad you put the Facebook group because when I go on Facebook, there looks like there's a lot of different groups.
Yep.
And I don't want to be in just anything. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah. The main thing is always read, see if there are elegant themes. That's the big deal.
Yeah. I was going to say, Stacy, Cammy mentioned PA Creative. If you look for the Facebook group Divi Teacher or the Divi Teacher, that's the guy from PA Creative, and he's fantastic. That whole group is very, very helpful as well. So look for the Divi Teacher, or maybe it's just Divi Teacher on Facebook.
And this is probably a really ignorant question, but are you a paid subscriber to Elegant Themes? Good.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Okay, well, sounds like a good time to end it here, unless there's any other questions or comments. And Cammy, thanks so much. Do not worry about how the presentation went, because I was seeing everything that I do, like, oh, here, there, go there, go there. How come that's not working? Everybody does that in Divi. That's what's so great about Divi. You have a lot of flexibility. So it was great presentation, and you could, if you take a look at the comments, you'll see that there are a lot of people, I think all of us, really appreciated the presentation.
Well, thank you.
Hope to have you back.
Yes, anytime. And so, Stacy, go to the Atlanta page. In March, I'll do one on libraries. So you'll get a whole idea of how the libraries work and how to upload packs from somewhere else, or how to save to your library. Yeah.
And hey, really quick, hey Cammy, what are you using for like media file folder plugin?
Oh, oh, you would ask me that. Oh wait, I know. Hold on. I know.
I know, sorry. Didn't mean to
And it's media library categories.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's to enable you to classify your media library almost like in folders. Is that what that does?
Yeah, yeah, you can set up, it's like you would in posts, you can set up as many categories as you want, and then whenever
Right.
I upload, input a photo, I'll put it in, this is a PDF,
Right.
this is a logo, this is a whatever,
Right.
an e-commerce, whatever, and you can name them anything you want, and you can search. Then when you have all those hundreds of whatever images, you can go up to the top and say, let me see my logos.
Right.
So
But it's not
and all the
necessarily
logos there.
it's not like a graphical user interface folder thing.
No, here.
Not in the back end of Facebook. I'm sorry, of WordPress. You're not going to see that yet.
Well, actually, I found a couple that are good, and I'm trying some stuff out because I just inherited a client who's got like the metric buttload of images.
Yeah.
And,
I've tried
they gotta stay.
ones with, I'm sorry, my hair's gone nuts. I've tried the ones with
Feel that humidity there down like hot
yeah,
Atlanta.
I know the folders. I didn't like them. They were very clumsy to work with.
Okay.
So hold on, let me show you.
No, this is
Yeah.
what I'm
So
asking you,
it's
other
media
people gave
library
me.
categories.
I've been given a lot of suggestions, and I haven't found anything that really fired me up yet.
Yeah. So for this one, just our sandbox here, I have layout images, logos, PDFs, photos, product, photos, staff. You can name, you can add as many as you want because it's like categories, just like it was for posts.
So
Yeah, whatever
it's allowing
categories.
me to categorize them. Awesome.
Yep. So when I go into the media library, if I want to see only my logos, there they are.
Awesome. So it's using the database as it should be, not like
Yeah.
like
It can
here,
view
this
all
was uploaded 5 years
right.
ago.
And it works in that too, this layout.
Awesome.
And smoosh, people, you need to smoosh.
Here's the magic question. Is it
Yes.
free?
Yes. I will never, ever give you anything that's not free.
I will never pay for anything I don't have to.
Unless I know for a fact that I couldn't get it anywhere else. So yeah, they're all free. Yeah.
Thanks, Cam.
You are welcome.
Okay, once again, thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there. And
No, it's longer. It's a very long one. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. And we will see you next month for another presentation.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks
So
and again, thank you,
March.
Divi Atlanta, for joining us and posting it in your meetup as well.
And I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Take care, everybody. Have a great evening.
Very helpful. Good seeing you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye. Stop the recording.